There are so many things that you need to think about when you're planning a family vacation to make sure that everybody has a good time.
There are so many things. Yeah, when
I
you
can
said
only
that, there
imagine.
really are. So Rania Kafuri is the founder of FreeLakeBirdie.com, and she's here to share some summertime family travel tips with us. I'm looking forward to hearing your tips, Rania. You have 2 daughters,
Yes.
so you know what it's all about to travel with kids.
Yes.
Let's start with your first tip, which is to have a plan.
Yes, any season when you're traveling with young children, doesn't matter, summer, winter, fall, spring, you need to have a plan. It's very important to know about, where you're planning to go, logistics like driving directions, stops that you'd like to make along the way, just to sort of be prepared so that in case you need to take more time along the way that you can move things around.
The more planning you do, the better. Now, I remember when I was a kid and my parents said we're going to a theme park, I was revved up. And when I got there, I was like a dog. I just wanted to run away and do everything. What are your tips for when you get to the theme park with your kids?
Yes, well, definitely, even before you get to the theme park, you want to think about, purchasing your tickets in advance. Sometimes you can take advantage of things like promotional deals. I know it's Money Saving May, so it's very important to check those things out before you go. And then also take a look at the map of the park and get an idea of where the restrooms might be for changing stations, the first aid area, refreshments, things like that, so that you can plan out your day without being overwhelmed when you get to the park.
Oh yes, the restroom, because most of the time it's usually I gotta go and you gotta get there.
Right,
So
exactly.
you wanna know exactly where to go, have it highlighted on that map.
Yeah.
And we're talking about saving money all month long, free city fun.
Yes. Well, we're so lucky here in Western Mass to be so close to so many cities. You definitely can take advantage. They have so many fun, free activities at museums, at libraries in big cities like New York and Boston that you can check out ahead of time. Again, you can start looking at family travel websites right now, also the actual websites of the museums to plan out, when they're having these free activities so that you and your family can go and enjoy them. And of course, you can always enjoy city parks for free anytime.
That's true. Now, going to the beach, it's always fun for the whole family, but there's a lot, I can only imagine, that when you take the kids to the beach or when you take yours, a lot's going on. There's a lot to keep tabs on. So what do we need to know to be a little safer, happier, and healthier at the beach?
Yes, well, even selecting which beach you're going to can make a big difference. Again, so that's the whole part of planning ahead. Pick a beach that has, good facilities nearby so that you're not having to run a far distance to take your children to the restroom. Make sure that you plan for things like age-appropriate sunscreen, sun hats, proper foot gear, because it can get really hot on the sand, and all the items that you're really going to need to have with you, refreshments. Definitely stay hydrated, and of course an umbrella for shade.
Yeah, so it sounds like you definitely want to make a list, even if you're not a list maker. Once you have kids, to remember everything for yourself and them.
Yes.
You don't want to forget any one of those things. And of course, you want to have fun. That's the whole point to get away with your family, is to enjoy each other.
Yes, most definitely. That is the most important thing. You want to make this process as stress-free as possible, so that's why the planning tip, again, any time of year, is the most important tip that I can give for family travel. Be sure to just think of things in advance so that when the time comes, you're not having to stress about things and you can sit back and relax and enjoy the adventure with your family.
Now, Rania, some of those things that you want to think about when it comes to having a plan, obviously, like you said, you want to have the route you're going to take.
Yes.
Right. You want to make sure you plan for where you're going, pack appropriately.
Right.
What are some other things when you say have a plan? What are some important things you don't want to forget about?
Well, you definitely don't want to forget about, excess things that you might need to have with you for the road trip. So, for example, at Free Lake Birdie, we're very big on, being prepared with having a change of clothes. We have our change of clothes bag, which you can use. It has a packing list, so it takes that, element away. Again, those are all just things to remind yourself to have a proper amount of diapers, proper amount of sunscreen, snacks, and that's always the key, with kids, to have the right amount of snacks with you. But also you don't want to, pack everything. You want to be able to plan for stops along the way at, restaurants that are family friendly, or also there are fun, things that you can add to your trip by stopping and visiting something along the way to your final destination.
Great ideas. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure having you
Rania.
here.